But here in Martinsville, there was no warning whistle, no close escape. The boys perished on the tracks, beneath the wheels in a terrifying death.
I don't care if there's a law or not. If you think you can save a life, do it. I don't care if it may set yourself up for a lawsuit. It may save yourself some sleepless nights.
After the funerals of the two boys, Norfolk Southern faced the same questions about not sounding warning whistles on trestles. Attorney Wiley Mitchell explains the railroad's policy at the time.
We have not traditionally sounded warning whistles and are not legally obligated to sound warning whistles where we have no reason to believe people are going to be, and where people who are on our property without authority for their own purposes.
The rules remain the same until after the Martinsville tragedy. That's when the memo that Mrs. Nixon had sent to the Johnson family suddenly became public. It was used as a legal weapon against the railroad in a lawsuit filed by the families of the two boys who had died in the second accident. You, in effect, exposed a legal time bomb for them.
Yes, I did. I guess the railroad feels like every time someone is injured on the track or the train kills somebody and this memo comes up, it's my fault.
3 years after she first had leaked the memo, railroad detectives discovered Patricia Nixon was the source of the problem, and she was summarily fired.
You fired a woman with 14 years of spotless service to the railroad because she called attention to a safety problem.
No. What we did was to discharge a woman for a blatant act of disloyalty.
Anytime they have to pay money, heads will roll, in this case mine.
As for the controversial safety memo, the railroad successfully moved in court to have it sealed from public view. The memo was written by Chief Counsel Wiley Mitchell.
Why did the railroad want that sealed? Is the railroad embarrassed by this memo?
We're not hiding the memo.
The railroad wanted it sealed in the settlement of the lawsuit.
The memorandum is a confidential legal communication between an attorney and a client. I, as an attorney, am not privileged to comment on.
The railroad insists safety comes before profits at Norfolk Southern. Nonetheless, the company has shifted gears on warning whistles.
What we have done is to try to identify trestles at which we have had at least one accident over the last 5 or 10 years. With that simple criteria, we erect whistle posts and have begun blowing the whistle.
Doesn't that mean, Mr. Mitchell, you've got to have an injury or a death before the railroad will begin blowing the whistle?
No, it means that we've got to have some justification for blowing the whistle in order to establish the pattern of doing so.
An injury or a death?
That's the present criteria, yes.
Now Norfolk Southern trains sound warning whistles on trestles with proven records of danger, including High Bridge and the Martinsville crossing.
Makes me feel great. When I heard about it, I was told, well, Ms. Nixon, I know you've lost your job, but in reality, you are saving lives and you are helping people. So I feel good about that. If it saves one life, it was worth it.
You bet. Someone should hire that brave woman. Tom, why aren't there laws? Doesn't everyone want a whistle to blow at a danger point?
Not at all, Barbara. In the state of Virginia, they have a whistleblowing law, but it's local option, and only one county has voted to require the trains to blow whistles as they approach trestles. People who live along the tracks don't want to hear whistles being blown all the time. They object to it.
Yeah. So what can one do?
Well, the railroad certainly could put up more dire trespassing, no trespassing signs. The ones that are up now are very ineffective, I think.
Let people know how dangerous it can be, and parents should know, everyone should know, you don't play on a track even if you think it may be abandoned, right?
Very dangerous places.
Okay.
500 people a year are killed on them, and that's more than are killed in plane crashes, for example.
Thank you, Tom. Now, Hugh is going to have some words about something else that could save your life.
Next on the program, does your doctor listen to your neck when you have a checkup?